everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far. Welcome to StellaZone. If you are a new subscriber, I want to say thank you for subscribing to our channel, for being part of the family, and I want to welcome you to our wonderful family. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. Okay, hit it, it's free of charge. Smash it and hit the smash it and
smash the bell too,
and smash the little bell icon. We may like it too, like click it so that whenever we upload a video, you'll be one of the first ones to get a notification to see this amazing,
not me.
All right, so in today's video we are going to be talking about
how parenting has changed us, and we're not even 4 months in, but it's changed our lives drastically in many ways.
Hurt right now.
That's one of the changes right there. So we're gonna go through just mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, how it's all changed us, and we'll just not in any particular order, but what would you like to first talk about? What's the biggest change?
My body.
Yeah.
My body.
Physically. Go ahead.
Oh no, I thought you started. Oh, you want to ladies
no,
first?
Go ahead, ladies first.
Oh, I thought you had it in order. Yeah, the biggest change, of course, is my body. My body has changed. My body is doing things that I thought it was impossible. I'm making milk. I'm freaking like
a lot.
I am making milk. Like milk is coming out of me. You go to the grocery store, you buy a jug of milk or a gallon of milk. Like they milk the cow. I'm like, I am making milk. So that is pretty awesome.
Yep, that's amazing. And it's one of the things that I've noticed change is how little sleep we could survive on. And you have a whole new sleep schedule with the baby, especially a newborn, where you're waking up many times throughout the night, never get a chance to sleep during the day unless they're sleeping, and just pretty much trying to function with as little sleep as possible. And caffeine helps and things like that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not a big caffeine person, so I know sometimes people will be like, oh, you can drink coffee, but I'm not a coffee person, so. But I
the coffee also transfers, caffeine transfers to the baby too, so you don't want to do that. Keep the baby in.
So I survive. I'm okay. Like I think I'm used to it more now, because sometimes you will be asking me, are you okay? I'm like, I'm so beat up. Like this morning, he's like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, let me just take a shower, and that would probably like boom, like the shower would just like.
Oh yeah, like I said, a shower is like a victory now.
Yeah.
It's like I had time to take a shower.
Yeah, when I have like times like this, I was hugging Stephen this morning when my in-laws came over to take the baby for a little while, and I was like, we have time for ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't usually
free time.
I'm like, we have free time. So, like we can do whatever we want.
So yeah, that's a big physical change. No sleep, body's changing. And what I noticed is, you kind of forget about your own body for a little while. Just everything's about the child, everything's about the baby. Is the baby doing all right? Is the baby too hot, too cold? And we're all kind of, backburner, backseat to however the baby's feeling.
But with you, it's like, is the baby hot? Is the baby too cold? Is the baby breathing? Is it safe in the crib? So you do all these crazy things, including watching him in the with the baby monitor and all that.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't worry about your own physical well-being, working out or shaving or getting a haircut. That's why I'm wearing a hat, and those kind of things are kind of just secondary. And it's a real I guess testament to what being a parent is all about, and that's you're not number one anymore. It's about someone else.
So now, how do you feel about your parents though after being a parent?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a whole new level of respect for parents, just because they had to deal with this with myself and my brother and all of your siblings, and your mom had to deal with a lot more than that. And
she survived.
Everybody survived. None of my siblings died, so
just you and Pat anyway.
Yeah, and so it's a whole new level of respect for parents out there. So shout out to all parents.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how my mom was able to do it. With I know that with my knowledge, I know she buried like 2 children. Right. 2 of my brothers died, and she also went through a couple of like miscarriages.
Right.
So I wonder how. Well, I mean, I guess we'll talk about it someday. So I wonder how like she dealt with that versus taking care of us. It's like, you know, going through all that emotion,
right,
and still trying to be emotionally present. But this is how it changed our lives.
Yeah, I don't understand how single women, you know, single mothers do it. I mean, with all the demands that it is just, you know, being home with both of us, it's crazy to think what single mothers have to do. So.
Yeah, but then you work during the day, so you're at work.
So yeah, you're home alone.
And then I'm home with him all the time, man. I mean, it's a joy, but some days I just want to sleep. Let's just sleep. And he's like, no, mommy, I want to play. I'm like, please, let's just sleep.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we noticed is like whenever we got a break, you know, parents come and help out, all we want to do is really sleep.
Yeah.
It's like, no, do you guys want to go off and, you know, go do something fun? And you're like, no, we just want to sleep.
Remember last week?
Yeah.
They were like, what are you guys going to do now? Are you going to go out? We were like, no, we're going to go home and sleep. And that's exactly what we did. We came home and went to bed.
We just had some uninterrupted sleep.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
Yeah, so that's a lot of the physical things. Of course, you know, you have to learn how to pick up the baby and, you know, making sure you're gentle with them and all that stuff. That's just, you know, normal stuff. But.
Honey, did you poop? Did you poop?
Yeah, exactly. You know, the baby poop hasn't been too bad, you know. People say, oh, it could smell so bad. And it's like, yeah, it really isn't bad.
I guess it's because he's like on breast milk.
Yeah, I think that helps a lot.
Yeah. It's like you become a professional clown for your child. That with being their parents, it's like
make them happy.
Yeah, it's like it's like you are now a professional clown just for your children. So,
right.
And that's worth it.
Totally worth it. See him smile. So mental differences, of course, is like I was saying, you're not thinking about yourself anymore. You're thinking about what's best for the child, what's best for, you know, each other as we're caring for the child. So it's something where, you know, you realize that you could do without a lot of things. You know, you don't need that much stuff. You don't need that much entertainment. You know, the baby's great entertainment. And so, what's something mentally has changed for you? Okay,
so with me mentally, I'm sort of like raising him the way I was raised. Because like when I was growing up in Ghana, I did not grow up from a rich family. I grew up from a very poor family. And so TV was a luxury. I know a lot of Ghanaians can relate. TV was like a luxury. You have to go to somebody's house to watch TV, and even that one there were requirements. And so we were like, we played with each other. We didn't even have toys. We couldn't afford toys, so we played with each other. And the girls, like the young girls, would like do something like, you know, cooking, like play, like, and we actually had real fire. Like we would just get charcoal or wood, and we use the tin. Like when you open tin tomato paste or milk, we will gather the cans, and that was like our like silverware. I said silverware. That was like our pots and pans, and so that is basically. So I was like,
we're not doing this with the baby. Right?
Yeah, well, I'm not doing this with him, but I'm like, I grew up with so little, and I survived. And so I don't think I need to buy all these things that, you know, I'm being shown, or all these things. I feel like even with a little bit, he can still grow up and be fine. So
yeah, that was one thing when we were before the baby. We were all thinking about, you know, like what stuff do we need? What toys? What gadgets? What stuff do we need? And then you realize once you have him how little you can get by with. You know, he's happy with like a sheet. You know, playing with that or holding something like that, or, you know, just something, a change of colors or a change of scenery. You don't even need all this stuff. I mean, you're endlessly marketed with kids' toys and things that, you know, supposedly that enhance their education or something.
The thing is, they lose interest so quick. Like in, okay, this toy, okay, I've seen it. Okay, I've seen it like maybe a week or two. Okay, now I'm over it. Okay, so what's next?
Right.
You know,
they just go through toys like anything.
Yeah, and so with, I'm not minimalistic or anything, but kids will function with even, we are not into like, oh, let me iPad and things like that.
Yeah, that was a new study that came out that said you shouldn't show screens to your kids below 18 months, something like that. So we're trying to do that. You know, TV is sometimes tough, but no phones, no tablets, any of that until later, much later.
So I feel like he's fine even with little, I don't need to go and buy a whole warehouse of toy for him to play with, and if I need to, I don't want to spend crazy money, so I will look for like consignment places, because these kids go through a lot of things. So you have mothers giving them away, or you can find a kids consignment store that some of these things are still brand new, that you can pay like
need to pay retail.
You can pay a quarter of the price that you would have paid like for a brand new toy or something. So so that's my mentality. You don't need to break the bank.
Exactly. Yeah, another mentality change has been like just having paranoia. Is he okay? Is he breathing? Is he rolled over? You kind of have that nervous twitch first couple months of being a new parent, and then you kind of get over it and you realize everything's gonna be okay. Everybody else's kid has survived, and we don't have to worry about this. Yeah,
and then it comes back to like we think they can't do much. It's like the kids are not capable of doing this, but it will amaze you. Even at that tender age, the kind of things they are capable of doing, it will amaze you. So just give your child a room to grow, and don't be paranoia, like Stephen is saying. Yeah. But I understand that from the beginning, with our background and the 2 miscarriages we went through, it kind of put us like on the edge, and we were
But then after, be really careful and all that. But now you realize that kids are pretty resilient. And you don't have to worry as much. And so first having high worries, and then now it's kind of like, okay, God's in control, and as he is all the time. So that was a big mental change. Emotionally, what's an emotional change?
It's exciting, and it's like surreal. Like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like, that's the joy of motherhood, You're like, okay, so me too. When people are saying, oh, I'm a mother, me too, I'm like, okay, I'm a mother too. I have earned my stripes, okay, which is stretch backs.
Those are stripes, all right.
Those are stripes, all right. So it's just, with everything, it's like, everything you went through, it's like writing a very difficult test, and then you come out at the end, and then you are freaking out whether you made it or not, and then you realize that you passed the test.
Yeah,
and you get so
the real test just started.
Yeah, and then you get rewarded and things like that. So it's very, very emotional and exciting, and sometimes mental versus emotional. Like I would let things get in my way, like my weight and everything, and I've learned it the hard way. Now with working out so hard, and it affected my milk supply. So I'm like, what's important? The baby is much more important for me. To me right now. So I need to step back.
Exactly.
Since I can control myself whenever I'm in the workout zone.
For me emotionally, it's been just first you're just so much joy that this baby is alive, and you just marvel at him being a life that you are taking care of, and then it switches to just joy from and wonder at seeing him grow and develop, and from there you just then you have this whole emotional, I guess, responsibility where you're like this child is watching everything that I'm doing. It's gonna I'm responsible for everything about him, and so you really just kind of are convicted about all your decisions. Everything that you do is going to somehow have an effect on them, whether it's what you do for work, or what you do with your time. Are you wasting your time? Are you meeting the needs of everybody, mom and dad and the baby, and it all kind of works together. And so I guess it's not like it's a burden, but you just kind of you really have a new mission in life. And it's if you ever wondering about your purpose and stuff out there, have a child. Boom, you got purpose for 18 plus years. Yeah, exactly. Obviously, you want to have it within marriage so that you both have a team going, and it just works out better that way. all the time.
Yeah.
So, but that's an emotional difference. Also, just understanding that how do I say it? You are it. It's like you can't do crazy stuff anymore. You can't take high risks or be as adventurous as you once were.
You can go to the grocery store and be like running around with a cart like a baby, like a 16-year-old.
Right. I mean,
because some of you like to do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, you really just can't take as many risks as you when you were single or even before the baby was born. You just you have to focus. You have to focus, and that's one thing I think is a great benefit though of being a parent is brings intense focus to your life, and you don't have you figure out what is unnecessary and what you can cut out of your life and what you can live without, and what's really important. And so, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm like always trying to remind like whenever I ask you to do something, like I'm like, please, I'm making sure I'm like, because sometimes I will forget, and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, did I say please? Did I say thank you? Recently I'm like, did I say please? Did I use thank you? Did I say please, thank you? Because sometimes, and then like when I had you help me with the lotion, and I was like, thank you, but sometimes I end up like thanking you 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, okay. And that's just me because this is his environment, and he's going to be learning.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure that we are, living a good example, not
right.
faking it, but living a good example.
Yeah, exactly. It's they learn more by osmosis than you just teaching them stuff. They're just absorbing in their environment and what's around them. So even if you're not trying to teach them something, they're gonna learn.
Pick it up.
They're gonna pick it up just by being around it.
That's why they say there's a saying goes that charity begins at home.
Yeah. So you gotta watch your language. You gotta watch, how you behave. How you spend your time. If you're, spending time on your phone or doing useless stuff and not paying attention to the baby, they're gonna pick up on that and realize maybe they're not as important, or who knows. But
yeah. So it's a real we are still in the process of being. It's like a test,
Yeah.
Like you don't graduate
4 months
until until they're like 18 or they leave your house, and when they leave, do they really leave?
Right. They don't really. They're not out of your life. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
So lastly, I guess to talk about the spiritual difference, and I think this has been the biggest change. How it changes you spiritually. So go ahead.
No, I'll let you go ahead.
You go first.
Spiritually,
Does it change how you look at God or
yes. Oh, definitely. Like, because even though like we were physically okay, like medically, let me just say we're medically okay, but it was like physically it became a battle. You know how we went through.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, at the end of it all, God glorified himself. He stepped in.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do anything. He just stepped in and took control and took over.
Yeah.
And so I am trusting him because I always, whenever even I pray, I'm praying for him, Nathan, I say, this is your heritage, because that's what the Bible says, the children are heritage of God, the fruit of the womb is his reward. So this is his heritage that he has entrusted in our care. Mm-hmm. So then it's like, you are praying for wisdom, knowledge, understanding, for God to help you while you go through the course of this parenting journey, to give you everything, to provide for you everything that you need to be able to take care of what he has entrusted in your care. So
exactly. It kind of makes the Bible and everything in it make more sense in a lot of different ways. When you become a father or a mother, you realize the relationship that, when they call God your father in the Bible, God is your father, and you can kind of understand as you love your child how much he loves you. And it's like you kind of have that connection. If you didn't, have a good upbringing, at least when you are now the parent, you can see just how deep his love is, and even deeper than what you're experiencing. And to that level, like, you understand what it would be like losing your child. He gave up his son for us. And can you imagine doing that with your newborn? You think about that. you know, it's mind-boggling, and it just creates a whole new connection to God, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize that, you know, you have to trust Him for a lot more things. You have to, I guess, be seeking Him more for wisdom, like you were saying. There's a lot of stuff that applies, you know, from what's in the Bible that is a lot more applicable to parents than to anyone else, because you know it's God's will that you be fruitful and multiply, you know, to expand and populate the earth, and so He wants us to be parents, and for those that He blesses to be parents, you know, He's given us all kinds of examples in the Bible. So
it's a really amazing journey, because even the baby, before the baby even is birthed into the world, it's like from the moment you get a positive pregnancy test to the moment the baby is born, it's like you go on this journey of loving this person that you have not even met yet.
Right.
You know, and I was so like, I'll be thinking about this. I'm like, how did this, like, they're saying it's like a piece of blood. You know, it's like, because when you get your first ultrasound, it's like barely anything.
The miracle of life.
Yeah, the miracle of, and then it's like it's breathing, and it's like that, and then it's like, oh, now he has hands, oh, now he has this, oh, now he, and this person comes out of you. There's a heartbeat, and then this person comes out of you, and
they have a personality, and
did that just come out of me? Right.
And they have their own personality and soul, and you realize, well, this is God's doing. This is nothing of our own. You know, we were just participants, and
we're instruments.
We're instruments. Yeah, we were just there, and God used us to create this new life. And so we have a huge responsibility to take care of them. But it's like it's something that you really could appreciate. And it's like, yeah, I want this responsibility. It's like a new purpose in life, really. Like I was saying, it's spiritual purpose, because you need to be a leader, and you have to think of all these new things that you weren't thinking about before. Even as a married person, you know, it's different now that you have someone you're setting an example for.
It's true,
It
because
convicts you of every sin that you do, because you're thinking, well, will this affect my child? You know, will this affect my life? And it's you know, you realize that there's a lot more that you can be doing.
Yeah, it's an amazing journey. It's my prayer that, you know, every couple that are like looking to God for this blessing, that, you know, God will just meet them at the point of their needs. It's just an amazing, with everything that like we've been through, and like every time like I'm going through something or I have to wait for something, one thing that always comes into my mind is when I first met you. And then, like, when I wanted something, you'd be like, babe, do you really need this right now? Can it wait? Right. Delayed gratification. Yeah. And then I always have that in my mind, like delayed gratification. So I have to delay it, I have to wait. And then the end, you know, when I get it, it's going to be glorious, it's going to be more enjoyable, and the glory and everything is going to be pointing to God. You know,
So yeah, I mean, that's basically some of the things we wanted to talk about. There's a lot more.
You want to start maybe
not on camera. But yeah, it's a blessing, and highly recommend it to everyone who's married out there to have children. If you're scared about it, if you're worried about it,
go on a cruise. If you want to maybe go on a cruise.
But don't worry about it. Don't stress about it as much. It'll change your life for the better. And you know. That's all I have to say. Yeah,
don't beat yourself up, especially if you are going through situations whereby it's not your fault. Like there's nothing medically wrong with you, you know?
Right.
And then it's like, why is it so impossible? There's a time and a season for everything. When when it's time for you to be a parent, trust me, nothing will stand in the way of God of blessing you to become a parent. So exactly. I always saw myself as, I always said that what I went through, I had to go through to encourage somebody. I said, whatever I went through, we have to go through so that it will be a source of encouragement to other couples out there.
Your experiences will be your testimony. So, you know, whatever you're going through, you can help somebody else out with it eventually when you're on the other side.
And we're enjoying him, you know, we're enjoying him. We are very, very grateful.
Oh, yes, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome, because sometimes if I didn't go through all this, would he be here? You know, So you can't blame yourself. You can't beat yourself up. So just be positive.
It brings a whole new understanding of the word awesome too. It's like you think everybody says awesome, like everything's awesome.
Yeah.
But no, having a child is awesome. Like it's an awe-inspiring thing from God that you just marvel in every day.
Yeah, because like how does there's at the beginning of the pregnancy, and then it's a blessing, it's amazing, it's awesome. We're really enjoying this. We're really enjoying our blessings, and we're praying for people, couples out there that are believing God for the fruit of the womb, that God will visit them as He visited us, and then to every couple out there pregnant for a safe delivery. It's been an amazing journey so far. I will not trade the sleepless nights and.
That's right.
Yeah.
All the changes have been positive, I would say. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, it's like changes you for the better. And if you think you didn't have a good relationship with God before, you're definitely going to get closer because you're going to need Him.
Yeah. So yeah,
but yeah, it's been a wonderful thing so far. So we look forward to sharing more with you guys. Just as we are going along our journey, hopefully we can help you out with some things. If you are coming on after us in parenthood, maybe we could be some inspiration. Hopefully. So anything else you want to wrap up with?
No, but it's an amazing. I'm like, do I sleep?
We're gonna have a question and answer, so let's talk about it.
Oh yeah, we are gonna have a live question.
Live video next week.
Yeah, next week, and so bring in your questions. Like you can leave it under the comments of this video. I'll put something on hopefully Instagram.
Yeah, we'll try a poll.
Yeah, on YouTube, on Facebook as well. Let us have your questions and answers.
Well, just questions. We'll do the answer.
Oh yeah, just questions. Yeah, let's just have your questions. And also bear with me with StellaZone food channel. It is not easy.
It's tough cooking and doing a StellaZone video with
exactly. Not having he's at work Monday to Friday. In the weekends, I try to get things done during the week, but to do a video and then attend to a newborn, and it's just difficult.
Having the time to edit, it's tough. So
bear with us.
We are coming with more food videos. We're gonna do a slew of them at a time. So we're gonna record a bunch and then we're gonna release them, week by week.
Yeah. So bear with us and don't go anywhere. Hit the subscribe button. I don't know what's going on with YouTube and views, but hopefully things will pick back up.
Yeah. So we need your support as always, and hopefully we can bring some value to you guys. So.
Yeah, and if there's any other videos that I know people were talking about, like vlogging and things like that, we are also looking into doing that. So once
we're not gonna get super personal on you, but if you have a suggestion of what you'd like to see, we take suggestions. Doesn't mean you get it.
Yeah, because you guys, whenever I do a video with Steve, you guys, I talk too much, so you guys can see today I was laid back. So I listen to you guys.
So until we see you again on StellaZone, remember to smash like, share, subscribe, and visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and StellaZone.com. Don't worry, we're still working on the website. So we'll see you next week for the live video.
What are we going to do now?
We're going to go work on number 2 and 3.
Hey! I got to get up. Don't come and put